This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Tuesday, August 2. In Squiz Kids Today, space junk lands in Australia. India turns on the tap. Girls rule at the Commonwealth Games, and hot dogs and cool cats in Japan. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
It seems with every day that passes, a new piece of space junk falls from the sky. And yesterday, a farmer in New South Wales reported a piece of rocket had landed on his property near Jindabyne in the Snowy Mountains. The third piece of busted-up rocket ship to be found in the region in as many weeks. SpaceX, the private rocket ship company that's been carrying astronauts to the International Space Station, came forward to claim the bits of falling rocket as their own, as space agencies around the world warned that with more and more countries sending rockets into space, stricter rules were required to control the junk that is falling back down to Earth. It all comes as the world was on alert over the weekend as bits of a Chinese rocket, weighing an astonishing 22 tons, fell back down to Earth. That space junk landed mostly in the ocean to the east of the Philippines and thankfully far from any cities or towns. But, as you'll see from the video in today's episode notes of the SpaceX debris that landed in the Snowy Mountains, some of these bits of rocket ship are large and would cause quite a bit of damage if they landed on a house, a building, or even a person. Famously, a piece of space station called Skylab fell to Earth back in 1979 and landed near the Western Australian town of Balladonia. Now, where did I put my bike helmet?
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in India, where the small district of Burhanpur is being celebrated as the first place in this gigantic country to get safe drinking water into every single home. Now, that might sound like a surprising achievement to us, because most people in Australia take clean tap water for granted. But in India, 91 million people, mostly in the countryside, have to walk kilometres to a well and then carry the heavy water back to their homes, or fight crowds around village taps to get fresh drinking water. The Indian government's Water for Life mission aims to get clean tap water into every Indian household by 2024. Since the mission was launched in 2019, almost 1 million women have been trained to help run the system, and 94 million households have been connected. 94 million down, only 91 million to go. Imagine that.
Sport time.
Who runs the world? Girls. Who wins medals at the Commonwealth Games? Girls. Well, lots of boys too, but during an extraordinary day 3 of competition at the Com Games in Birmingham yesterday, the Aussie gold rush continued thanks to the sterling efforts of a queen of the pool, Emma McKeon, and our women's rugby sevens team and our women's T20 cricket team. Winning an 11th Commonwealth Games gold medal in the 50-metre freestyle event yesterday, McKeon became our most successful Com Games athlete ever. And she could very well add to that haul again this morning when she swims in the 100-metre freestyle final and the mixed 4x100 medley relay final. What a legend. Meanwhile, the Aussie Women's Sevens rugby team put in a cracking performance in the final against Fiji to win 22-12 and claim the gold medal. While across town at Edgbaston, the Aussie Women's T20 cricket team demolished Barbados and they now move to the semi-finals. Go girls!
Animal Kingdom.
What do you get when you combine the Japanese people's famous love for their pets, all-round cleverness when it comes to electronics and technology, and the summer heatwave that's currently sweeping the nation? You get wearable fans for cats and dogs, that's what. In a masterstroke of pet cooling design and innovation, a clothing company in Japan has come up with a mesh vest you can pop onto your pooch or moggy, complete with a built-in battery-operated fan, guaranteed to make sure you don't have a hot dog or clammy cat this summer. I've stuck a link to photos of the contraption in today's episode notes, because frankly, it has to be seen to be believed. One dog owner told the news agency Reuters that the fan was preferable to her other doggy cooling method, which is to strap packets of dry ice to her pooch. I'm sure the dog prefers the fan too.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What do millions of people in India have to walk to a well to collect for their home each day? Yeah, that's right, it's drinking water. Question number 2. In which country are pets being cooled down with wearable fans? Yeah, that's right, it's Japan. Question number 3. What's the name of the Aussie swimmer who's now won more Commonwealth Games gold medals than any other Aussie athlete? Yeah, you got it, it's Emma McKeon.
Shout-outs.
It's August 2, birthday of Aussie Olympic champ Susie O'Neill, and also of Australia's first ever female parliamentarian, Edith Cowan. She's the woman on our $50 note. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Harry from Toowong, Penny from Chatswood, Meadow from Mernda, Anna from Newington, and Josh from Coringal. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Harriet from Brisbane and Ryan from Lismore. And classroom shout-outs today go to Mr. G at Albany Hills Primary School, who's also celebrating a birthday today. To Class 5C with Miss Claire at Kingscliff Public School. Class 4M at Delaney's Creek State School. Grade 2 Red and White with Mrs. Knight and Miss Edelston at Holy Family Primary School in Gowrie. And finally, to Class 5-6H and Miss Hawkins at Sutton Public School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.